some of the best experts in the game. Take the shot or let it walk.
I got to hunt elk on the Jicarilla Reservation in New Mexico last year, and I'm telling you, as I watch this footage, I can feel my heart start to accelerate. It was just that good.
I'm right there with you because I've been there too, and it's a special elk place.
Extremely well managed.
Oh.
And we saw lots of elk. We were doing a lot of walk around, spotting and stalking, and saw a lot of elk. But this is the guy. This is the second morning we spotted this guy off in the pines, and we knew right away that
this is the guy. That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Man, you guys are hustling in those pines, and that's one nice thing about the Jicarilla. There's a lot of cover. You can move on elk and be aggressive, which a lot of times that's what you got to do on these herd bulls.
When you find an elk, and it's the elk that you want, you're trying to get it in front of them as fast as possible. So you have to be nimble. If you're using shooting sticks, have them ready to go. You can either drop your backpack or whatever, but be ready. But you've got to quickly set up. You've got to be able to move in front of them, pick the zone, your shooting zone, and then get ready to shoot.
And we really did have to move because he was headed for the heavier cover, and we had a very small window of opportunity to get into place and get a shot at him. As you can see, we've got a very small shooting lane here, and once they pass through this shooting lane, it's all over. There's a deep canyon off to the right here.
It's like you're shooting right down a city alley right there. You got to dodge the garbage cans.
And I was starting to have my doubts here. When we got to this spot, I wasn't sure if the bull had already passed through, and I was wondering, should we get up and move again? Is he still coming? I just wasn't sure at this point. There he is.
And if those elk aren't vocal at that point, I've been in the same scenario time and time again, especially archery hunting. They're not vocal. It's a flip of the coin. Did he get by? Is he ahead pushing some cows? Usually they're coming up the rear, and I guess we got the answer right here, what's happening.
There you go.
And if I wasn't hyperventilating before, I am right now.
When he turns looking dead on, like, he is the man right there.
Right.
Generally what I do is I'll use a cow call, just some kind of a chirp, to quickly try and get that animal's attention. Usually that's enough to just make them curious, to just stop, turn, and look your way. Something to keep in mind, though, is you need to shoot pretty quickly, because at that point, you're on the ground, they're on the ground, they're not that far away. They're going to bust you if you don't make that shot in a hurry.
At this point, I'd be squeezing the trigger. You're set up, you got a good set of shooting sticks, you're there. The distance is not that far. That particular caliber is certainly more than capable of bringing down a big bull elk. I'd be shooting at this point.
I'd have shot a split second before Larry.
Would you?
But there, no question.
Right.
I would assume, judging from what happened there in that situation, that either you or the guide cow called or something to get that bull, and that's what you need to do in those instances. You need to stop that animal to get him to look at
And that's exactly what happened. I was down in the sticks. At this point, I have tunnel vision. I'm looking through that scope, and he's moving, and I'm thinking, I'm going to take the shot even if he is moving. But at that point, Lionel, my guide, pulled him into this perfect pose. Now, I'll be perfectly honest that I did not see that other elk.
That was going to be my question. Did you see the other elk?
I did not.
Obviously you didn't.
Yeah, it looked like a great shot. That the other elk moved in behind it, in the chaos of the shot. But
Yeah.
Was that delayed recoil right there?
Oh, that was the delayed recoil.
I was hoping you were going to take a nap right there.
And he was a beautiful elk.
Oh,
just a beautiful elk.
Look at how those, was it the fifth point there?
Yep.
Curves back into the rack. That's unusual.
And he was extremely wide. He was 50 inches wide. Just a beautiful, beautiful elk.
Hunting the African desert, next week on North American Hunter.